Hello and welcome back to Views on the Road. I'm your host Steph, and today I'm going to show you how to make an absolutely delicious birria casserole. Moms, chefs, home cooks, you know how sometimes when you're making birria, once you're done making your birria you want to take a nap and then you still have to make the quesatacos. Well, today I'm going to show you how to make them a lot easier for you and your family to enjoy, because guess what? You deserve it. A lot of you mentioned that getting a hold of some beef is expensive. Not to worry. I've also made a ground beef birria chili that works great for this casserole, and it's really going to be up to you to use the recipe on the stovetop, Instant Pot, in the oven, or you can use your ground beef birria chili. Either way, it's going to be equally as delicious. And aside from the birria, the ingredients that you need for this recipe you can find right in your refrigerator. Our birria is falling apart. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it in another dish, and I'm just gonna shred our beef a little bit and place our carrots so that we can get started on assembling our casserole. It smells so good. The combination of the bay leaves and the carrots together with the chili just gives me the goosies. So delicious. And it's super easy to shred. The Instant Pot already tenderized everything till it's fall apart. And pretty much this casserole can feed one teenager that plays sports. I'm just kidding. All I did was just shred it into one of our baking dishes. And if you see a bay leaf, make sure to remove it. And this recipe just got a lot easier. We're gonna be using pre-made tostadas, but I understand some of you like to make your tostadas. And if you need a little help, we're also gonna link the recipe for our perfect tostadas down below. We're gonna start by placing our tostadas right at the bottom of our baking dish. So if you place them like this, that means you're making a tostada casserole. But today we're gonna make a quesataco casserole, so we're just gonna break it in half. Same thing. We're just being silly here. Next, you're gonna take pieces of your tostada and you're gonna place it over the empty spaces. Now we're gonna start our layer of birria. Yummy, yummy. This recipe right here is perfect for those of you that have sports fan lovers that ignore you on Sundays and have their friends over. You know who I'm talking about. This recipe is perfect for that occasion. I feel like you're calling me out. Hey, if the shoe fits. It does. Follow that by pouring a little bit of love right on over. This broth is everything. Today I'm using queso Oaxaca melty cheese, but if you only have access to mozzarella, it works beautifully. Follow that with some chopped onions and cilantro. And if you don't like cilantro, guess what? Don't use it. You don't have to. It's optional. And now we're gonna start on our next layer. Same thing we did right at the bottom of our baking dish. Just line up your corn tostadas. And for this layer, I'm gonna start adding the carrots. If you chose to make this recipe without your carrots, you're okay. Some of you like to add potatoes, make it super hearty. So just take it a little bit lighter and also add your carrots or your potatoes if you chose to go with that. But if your partner's super traditional, make sure not to add the carrots or let them see that. They're gonna get all worked up on you. And then you're gonna start hearing how their mom makes it better.
Yeah, don't fight with anyone saying that their mom makes it better.
Yeah, just let them win. All moms make it better. I agree. And now with this layer, we're gonna do the same thing, about 2 ladles. And same thing, you wanna add another layer of melty cheese. Remember not to go too heavy, you don't want it to get gunky. We wanna enjoy the cheese pool. Another layer of tostadas. And for this top part, I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of our broth. Not too soaked, just a little bit, just a touch. And as you can see, your layers can be how you like it. I put a lot of the cilantro and onion at that bottom one, giving it a little bit of mystery for the next layer where we had our carrots. And you can add it to both, it's gonna be up to you. And next, I'm just gonna add a few pieces of our birria right at the top so everybody knows what to expect, especially if you're taking this to a potluck, a party. Ooh, what is that? You see beef like this, you're gonna wanna eat it. I know I am. Count me in. And you wanna finish that last layer with some onions and cilantro. For those of you that are using just regular foil, I suggest you kind of prop it up just a little bit, give it a little dome, and then seal the edges. Because what'll end up happening, you pull off the foil and you end up having cheese stick to your foil. Now, if you guys had a splurging moment and got the non-stick, you don't have to worry about that. All of you acting like it's tax season, it's past that, save your bucks.
Hay comida en la casa.
You have a lot of food at home and it's bossy mommy time. Save up for the holidays. You're gonna set your oven at 380 degrees and you're gonna bake for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, you're gonna remove your foil and you're gonna continue to bake for another 5 until you see that your cheese is nice and melty. Yummy, yummy. Who's ready for a nice, delicious bite? And this casserole is ooey gooey delicious. Make sure that you take your whole slot here, okay? You're gonna need it. Before I take a taste, I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of lime, and I'm out of birria chili oil, but if you have some, I definitely think that you should pour a little bit over the top.
I do have some at my house.
Well, that doesn't help right now, but
Buen provecho.
oh, thank you so much. You know, I really love having the carrots in here. It makes me feel not so guilty. And before I take a bite, my tip to you is gonna be, if you want more of a crunch out of your casserole, do not add extra broth. That's just for those of you that like the ooey gooiness of a casserole. But like I said, if you don't want it, don't pour the broth that we poured in the recipe. I'm ready to retire with this one.
That is
so
on
good.
the way for you.
Oh, wow. This is a perfect dish for any day out of the week, especially on the weekends when you just want to relax and do absolutely nothing. I get it. This is a recipe you're going to want to make. And the best thing is that you can make your birria the day before, even in the morning if you're using an Instant Pot. It's a boom done type of recipe and I love it. We get asked a lot, can I freeze it and then thaw it out and bake it for later use? You sure can. Just remember, if you're gonna do that, make sure everything cools before you put it in the freezer. And also maybe put a little bit of broth in your Ziploc bag, and the day of baking, you can pour it over the top. So I think that should work for you guys. If you need any more suggestions or aren't too sure if you should do this or that, not to worry, Claude and I are gonna respond to you in the comments. I can't think clearly. This food is so good. That's absolutely delicious. For those of you that are gonna be serving this for brunch, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna take your broth and place it at the bottom of your plate, and you're gonna place your casserole piece right on top, and it's gonna be the consomme and the taco dip kind of thing. I'll show you right now in just a second after I take a drink. And today I'm gonna be drinking tamarindo jarritos. If you love tamarind, you know that this one is a must. As always, Claude and I are wishing you the best. We absolutely adore you. We want to wish you a beautiful first day of fall, and I hope you fall in love with this casserole. And on that one, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Adios.